5 years ago, this month, March, is the 5-year COVID anniversary. 5 years ago, we started with 40 clients and got them approved for the COVID EIDL. Take it away.
As a way of commemorating the COVID anniversary, we're going to present to you a series of videos. Some of them will talk about basics about the EIDL program that you need to know as a borrower who owes that debt, and some of them will be responses to comments we get here on YouTube. Cut. When you were approved for the COVID EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan during the pandemic, once you were approved, you were sent through the SBA portal to DocuSign the Loan Authorization and Agreement, commonly called, at least here at our house, the LAA. What we have discovered over the years with our own clients and with folks who comment on our YouTube videos, folks who contact us for assistance, many people did not read the Loan Authorization and Agreement, the LAA, prior to signing it or even after signing. In fact, many folks failed to even download the LAA after they completed the DocuSign. And we get it. You know, it was crazy times. A lot of folks were stressed out, stressed by the SBA's dysfunctional process, stressed by the problems with their businesses caused by the COVID pandemic, which sadly killed over 500,000 Americans. As a reminder, you signed that agreement, therefore you are bound by the terms of that agreement, and it's a federal loan with rather stringent restrictions, responsibilities, and requirements. So our first piece of advice today in our series of COVID anniversary basics is this: read your LAA, read your loan agreement. Once you've read it, highlight items in it that you have questions about, and then hire an attorney and review it with your attorney if you don't already have one. Review it with your CPA. You want to come to a full understanding of responsibilities, requirements, restrictions, and penalties, both civil and criminal, in terms of your failure to comply with the terms of the LAA. We have seen many times where folks communicate with the SBA about a basic procedure, especially when folks are having difficulty making payments. And often they get a response from the SBA which sounds very, severe, like failure to comply with the terms of the loan agreement could cause this action and that action. And you have to kind of take that response with a grain of salt, because considering that the SBA in this case is a debt collector, under federal regulations, they are required to provide you with certain disclosures and remind you about your loan agreement. So again, you want to review your loan agreement with an attorney. And if you don't have an attorney, click on this link to watch our Simple Sense for Small Business video about attorneys. We have another YouTube channel which deals with all kinds of boring and mundane stuff about running a small business. And our series of videos about attorneys and about CPAs is just one small piece of an overall pie. So we hope that you will pop over there, get some information that can help you with this issue, and please, while you're over there, would you please consider subscribing to that channel? And while we're at it, if you find value in this video, please hit the like button and please subscribe to our channel. Over 70% of our viewers are not subscribers. What if you don't have your loan authorization and agreement, your LAA? Well, you can request a copy from the SBA, and based upon our recent experiences, they are very prompt to respond, typically within 48 hours. If you call, there's a menu prompt for how you can request a copy, but always we recommend sending an email to the SBA to request it, because you want to have a written record of any communication you have with the SBA, because SBA can make things more complicated than necessary, and you always want to be able to have that written backup. We created a series of templates and instructions in our EIDL Resource Hub about how to request a copy of your LAA and your other loan documents, notably the original loan application when you applied for the COVID EIDL, which everyone should have on file, because the SBA is famous for telling people, no, you can't get a disaster loan. No, you cannot get hardship accommodation. No, you cannot sell those business assets because there are discrepancies between the information today and the information you put on a loan application 5 years ago. So you want to be prepared and you want to get out in front of that. Again, we have created detailed instructions, templates, and forms you can use to manage all of these and so many more transactions with the SBA by clicking on the link in the description to purchase our EIDL Resource Hub. It's important that you realize you signed this loan agreement for a federal debt, and this is a debt that is a 30-year loan, which means now in 2025, there's anywhere from 25 to 26 and a half years remaining where you will have to interact with the SBA just on basic business operations. And in this COVID-anniversary series of videos, we're going to discuss basic business operations. So make sure you are subscribed to our channel and you hit the bell for notifications so that you can get notified when we publish that video. You've got to know your rights. You've got to know your responsibilities. You've got to know the restrictions and the requirements of the COVID loan program to protect your business, to protect your livelihood, to protect your life. The federal government does not take defaults or failure to comply with federal regulations in the form of a loan agreement. The federal government does not take these things lightly. You should not either. And it sounds daunting. It sounds overwhelming. It's not. Read through the loan agreement. Yep, it's a lot of federal legalese. I get it. Our EIDL Resource Hub was born out of my translating the loan agreement for the original 40 clients that hired us in March, April, May of 2020 when we helped them to apply for and get approved for the COVID EIDL program. And I wanted them to understand in plain English, as my experience as a mortgage loan officer with 30 years doing federal lending, I wanted our clients to understand in plain English. And the EIDL Resource Hub was born out of that original plain English assessment. But whether you buy the Resource Hub, whether you like or subscribe to our channel, we hope you find this video helpful and you know your rights and your responsibilities.